Doing an update on the Suburban, 2003 Suburban. So we were going camping, pulling the camper. Yeah, it's about 6,000 pounds, which is under towing capacity. I think towing capacity is like 8,900. I pull in third gear, but we were going and it acted kind of like it was in second gear, taking off. It didn't seem like it was slipping, but the RPMs would raise up higher, but it was in first. And then it did that once, and then it was fine. And then it got to where it actually came on the dash and said transmission hot. And so I pulled off and put my code reader on it, and it was like 234 or something like that. And we let it cool down, and started making our way back, and it would shudder, and it was, you know, kind of higher RPMs than normal in first and reverse, and then it was fine. Got about halfway back home with it and stopped and ate dinner and let it cool off again, and it continued to do the same thing, but it was running cooler then. But it's what I'm thinking what's happened is the torque converter is on its way out, and that's what the shutter is. It's got a shutter on at even before this. I was starting to note, before I was even towing with it on this trip, probably the past 2 weeks, I've noticed a slight shudder to it when it's in lockup. And so, you know, I was suspecting something, but you know, it finally just kind of gave up the ghost. I cranked it up today and it seems okay, but I think once you got it hot, it would probably start messing up again. So we are going to end up having to pull the transmission out of the Suburban and rebuild it, so that will be coming up. I'm about to call a transmission friend of mine and talk to him about it, see about getting some parts ordered and all that kind of stuff. He has a transmission shop, so I think I can get everything cheaper through him. That's who I got the converter from in the truck. I had already ordered the parts and then talked to him about the converter, but I may try to get all the parts from him. I think that might be a little bit cheaper, and we'll go ahead and pull it out and rebuild it, unless he's got you know, maybe he's got one sitting there that he'd give me a good deal on. If that's the case, that, you know, I might just do that. But right now the plan is to rebuild this one. So until I get to do that, I will be driving the truck, and I've got it. Previous video, I guess you saw, where I was tightening the belt up and it broke. Got that fixed up, and I've been driving it, but, you know, just kind of here around town. It's been a while since I drove it daily a lot. So I'll check the fluids over, make sure that's all good. It's got a pinging U-joint. I've been putting that off till I pull this transmission. You know, it's got the issue with the torque converter leaking back, so that worries me a little bit with that U-joint, but I don't think it's bad enough that it's gonna fail. It's just got a little bit of slop in it. I think we'll be fine. But we're also kind of fast tracking the Mercedes, because the truck gets like 11 miles per gallon. So we're kind of fast tracking the Mercedes and see if we can get it on the road quickly to one, be a backup for the truck, because right now, you know, I'll be depending solely upon the truck to get me to work and back. I drive about 70 miles, it's over 70 miles, probably close to 80 miles a day. So that, you know, it's quite a bit of miles to be packing on the truck. So, you know, especially if I'm out the Suburban for a few weeks, probably at least 2-3 weeks, because my only chance to work on this is on the weekend. So you figure I'm a week before I can even pull the transmission. That's if I don't do some testing first on it this coming weekend to see you know, if I can pinpoint exactly what it is, to know if I need to replace any or order any hard parts that could be failed in it. I don't know, you know, so, but we're at least a week out from even pulling the transmission, and I don't know if I can rebuild it, you know, in a weekend. You know, never done a 4L60E, so, you know, I'll be taking my time to rebuild it. I'll probably tear it all down in one weekend, send the case to the friend of mine who's got the transmission shop, and he can steam it, boil it out, and then put then the following weekend, you know, try to put it back together, and then the next weekend after that would be putting it back in the Suburban. So that's what, 4 weeks, so that's a month, you know, working on it every weekend. So I think that's kind of the realistic timeline. So we're not far off from getting the Mercedes on the road, so we're gonna kind of try to get it fast-tracked and on the road, you know, where I can alternate between it and the truck, driving to work and back the next month. So anyway, that's it. There'll be videos on this coming up, and of course some more Mercedes videos. So thanks for watching.